Welcome guys to the bank video of 2025. I will do this on my alt, which is basically becoming slowly my main, but hey, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Let's hop into it right away, because why not, right? So over here I have about, give or take 1100 space out of the 1260 used. I always try to set everything up over here for clues, so I instantly know, hey, I still need to do them. I know whether I'm on 5 or on 0 or 1, you know, whatever. Anyway, so I know that I can do them. Then next to it is the teleport tab, which is a little bit less than the previous years, but hey, you know, it is what it is. We have pretty much everything 100k, almost 100k mind runes. This is a main, so I really don't care about buying more or less, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, we also remaxed because of sailing. Current total level is about experience wise 500 million, not too shabby, 99, almost 40 million experience in sailing. Anyway, back to the video. Runes all the way on here with a divine rune pouch, which I kinda like to have, so I instantly see what I do. Teleports, try to keep them all together. For example, OSRS, regular book, right? Lunar book, and then of course Ancients book. Over here a couple extra teleports for casual use and things like that. Then we have all the scrolls from, let's say, clues, Araxor, everything like that, right? Quite nice. Got a music cape here, got a quest cape here, and everything like this. Under there are the more stackable or usable necklaces for teleports. And if you, by the way, see bank fillers, that's where something was supposed to be. So I eventually want to try and get myself the Amulet of the Eye, I think it's called, for Guardians of the Rift over here. That will be nice. Got a couple more teleports. I actually went with 2 shadows, so if I happen to die or whatever, or anyway whatsoever, I can just quickly teleport back, because I'm often in the wilderness with them also, and you know, you can risk them because of the master clues. I think that I actually use it. We are currently level 5 healed, 6 is max, which means thereby we are masters, not grandmasters. I currently hold now 4 accounts which have master completed. It's so nuts, and not even 1 account that has grandmaster. So yeah, not that I don't have the skill, I haven't gotten to it yet, if that makes sense. Anyway, more teleports, achievement diaries, because 9 out of the 10 can actually be teleported with, which is nice. Over here, all the staves for skilling and whatnot, and also for teleports, of course. Now the next step is quite nice as well, in my opinion. This is the food tab, and we of course have the barrel, which is so nice. If you guys actually do, for example, a lot of PVM, highly recommended to actually buy one. I think I bought mine for 20 mil, but I think it's 10 or 8 right now, so it shouldn't be too expensive. Over here, all the boostings for pies, of course. We have the snowy and the moonlight moth, and good express. Good express I haven't used in a while anymore. Back in the day, it was kind of meta to tick eat Mutadel in Chambers of Serwick to not lose DPS, but these times you kinda said yes and just brute force your way to max damage, if that makes sense. But it's still nice to have it for the Iron Man eventually. By the way, my Iron Man is the exactly same layout, just different quantities and whatnot, right? Or I just haven't gotten it at all, because I made an Iron Man about 7 months ago, so there are a lot more bank fillers. Anyway, over here, the new food from sailing, quite nice actually. By the way, for those who don't know it, halberd is basically a karambam, but better. And then the marlins are of course the sharks of of them all, I guess. I kinda need to buy more Hemot static dressings. Apparently they're very good for Dorvis to basically nullify the bleeds, which is nice. I have not used purple sweets in ages. These days you rarely use them. And then of course the quantity for healing for your boat. Next up is the more, how would I say, miscellaneous? Nah, not really. Maybe you can say it as helpful things like ammo and whatnot, right? Just in general. So still 4 graceful sets. I think I have over 12 graceful sets in total. The rest is in my construction house, POH. We have the Gommel Lucky Penny. Oh, and don't get me started on the Lucky Penny. Oh, I hate it so much. You waste always either your quiver or your regular slot. It's so bad. So you can only use it on melee, but even then, blessings for God Bardonian or whatever, right? Way better. So it's just such a useless item. And this locked behind Master, the second highest combat achievement. I've never understood that. It's so weird. Anyway, we got some blatant vengeance and whatnot. Over here also for Slayer. It's quite nice. We have a lot more cannonballs. I haven't bought many of them. Maybe I do in the future, buy a whole lot of cannonballs. Maybe it becomes good combat. I don't know. I have no faith in it, truth be told, actually. So dynamite for the dynamite potion eventually. I still need to do the, what is it? The farming for it. Thieving capes. Thieving capes. This is close to, how will I say, my Chambers of Xerix tab, right? Over here, like those HLOs. Spellbook drops, thieving for chest, of course. Phoenix for tightrope skips, and Vasa. Same with recoil for Vasa, and we also have some squirts. I'm actually running low on them. I had like 20, 30, whatever. I need to go back for it, so I can therefore actually use it for a good 5 seconds on CM. Save, you know. Lockpicks, same here. Pickaxe for chambers as well, so you can actually drop them to save up a little bit of space, or speed I could rather say, in a chambers run for the shortcuts. Here are actually iScooters. I had a 120 or whatever thousand, right? But I made a couple of crates actually, so it came in handy that I already had them for the real skips, of course. Then fishing explorers, nothing too crazy over here. What's this? Oh yeah, this is kind of my Slayer tab, if that makes sense. All over here, like for example, Armadillo, I can take a crossbow, right, or whatever. Just general things, I guess. About 111k. Wow, that's a lot. It's mid-roll, so it's cheap, but still. Did not know that I had that many. Yeah, just casual ammo. Nothing too crazy over here. Now the better tabs are coming. This is the combat tab, of course. So over here we have the first row, right? Melee, second row melee, then, you know, mage, range. That's kind of how I want to do it. Over here as well, all the melee into mage into range, and void. You can never go wrong with void. So that's how I usually do my setup. I kinda dislike that there is not a different cape, maybe a more difficult Inferno, maybe a hard mode Inferno or whatever, right? That you actually, I don't know. It will be fun to have a better cape, because mythical cape is just not good to place here, if that makes sense, for a good DPS weapon, or armor, I could rather say. Yep, scroll down a little bit more. We still have the crystal. Crystal is barely used, but in some niche situations, for example Inferno, once again, you cannot T-bow it for certain combat achievements. So having this is quite nice for those kind of things. It's not too shabby at all. We missed the Armadillo Godsword. I think I sold it for some other armor. I can't recall when or why I actually did it, but it should be fine. Then we also have the new threads, the Vernic threads and the Arena boots, Arena, whatever it's pronounced. Yeah, not too shabby. Over here, all the shields, Elysian, Spectral, and Eldenis, with of course all the tomes, and ooh, we actually do miss the volley. Yeah, we sold the volley as well. Over here, this is pretty much the spot where I want to do my Zug helm eventually. But for now I have the Black Mask Eye for Shellbane Griffin. It's, for those who don't know, pay attention. 2 kg, right? Unequipped, and then let's throw it in the bank and equip the Black Mask. 10. There's a whole different weight to them, which is kind of nice for Shellbane to really understand what's going on, if that makes sense, because you need to reach 40 weight. Anyway, chins, always using the regular chin jump pass in teams because it's cheap. Well, I really never use red chins, and then of course black chin jump pass for max damage if you speedrun, for example, Inferno, Chat, regular, fight caves, etc. Over here the Demon Bane weapons, then the Dragon Bane weapons, and then the Wieldy weapons. I honestly think it's quite nice to have them stacked like this, right, in all row of 3s. So 3 shields, 3 tomes, 3 staves, then 3 of the cool helms, let's say, right? And then chins, etc. Yeah, in my opinion, it's kind of nice to see. Then over here, this is becoming a mess. I don't know precisely what I wanted to do here. I think this was the place. Oh yeah, this was the place for the Swift blade. I actually sold the Swift blade. I can buy it back. I have the money for it. If I'm correct, Swift blade is 4 to 6 seconds in Nihilus save for speedrun. So I kind of need to run it back over, for example, dual macchiato or whatever, right? The blades, not the crush ones. No clue how they're called. Anyway, yeah, Burning Claws, Lightbearer. I do miss my Inquisitor's Mace. I really like it for 500s Toa, because it actually gives prayer bonus, which is overall a very niche upgrade. So I need to buy it back. Next one, over here, we have the things that I pretty much do not really use, only certain times, if that makes sense. So over here, our Bauer set, I actually made it to a better echo from the trials, or whatever it is. Not too shabby, looks kinda good in my opinion. Oh yeah, by the way, I got Blorva. I'm very happy about Blorva, which is so nice. It looks so good, guys. Jeepers, especially with Max Inferno Cave. I still have to go for the Oath. I really don't want to do it. I just dislike Yamma. Unless you do, for example, the Fly. The Fly is kind of fun in regular Yamma. Anyway, scrolling down, over here are the Moon's gear, and of course the Amulet of the Damned for pretty much only 1 CA, which, or well, actually 2 CAs. For Hydra, the No Pressure CA, and of course for the TOB CA, that nobody can equip any weapon besides barrows, which is nice to do. So yeah, that's why we have of course our barrows with Amulet of the Damned. And then over here we have the shields, so defense shields for fire, and our weapons here for the Red Bane, and our dual wields, the general dual wields, which are quite nice. We have the shield, the new shield for Shellbane. Over here we have 4 of the partisans. The partisans are quite nice to have. I did not know that they actually had made a partisan, a new one, the Black Gem. It was mind-blowing. Suddenly I got a Black Gem and I was thinking by myself, what just happened? Anyway, over here we still miss 2 of the scepters. Eventually I will go for it, especially for Whisper. I really need to Whisper Gem, or whatever they're called, right? The blue things or whatever. So you can properly drain Sotesec in the top speedrun. Over here, couple of Wieldy items, still need to buy a ton more of it, because you're always using them, and if you die they're gone. Same with Black Dehides. And all the other helms over here, I kind of still need the Serpentines. So if I recolor them, I will, the blue and the red one here, right? Makes only sense. So you have 3 of them, and then over here, here, and here, which is nice. We have 2 sets of Bandos, of course, because why not? We have 2 sets of Justifier also. Maybe at some point I will buy an extra Inquisitor set for any alts or whatever, right? That's why I have quite a bit of duplicated items. Then we scroll down, which is becoming more of a drop kinda layout, right? Oh, we got the drops, we throw them in, we don't really sell them, we just gotta stack them, and every month or something I just sell everything and see what I actually made, if that makes sense. Same with over here, quite nice. We did a bunch of DKs, like 1,000 I think this last month, and we got only 1 ring. I don't know how that's possible. By the way, I did not focus even on Rex though, because Rex I did it on my Iron Man, and then my main did Supreme and Prime, which is quite nice. But to do Supreme and Prime for at least 700 KC and not getting a ring, wild, really wild. And then the wildy bosses, of course, the rings. Over here we have our mage setups. I actually still miss one of the staves, but eventually I will get it. It's such a useless stave that I actually did not buy it. Over here, Cerberus and things like that, eventually, right? Regen brace and all the gloves. Not really in use for this one yet, but I assume I might actually do perhaps the Hydra leather, not the ferocious gloves, but maybe with the leather here or something. That will be cool. We actually sold the Aquanite hopper. I bought it to test it out. It is dog shit. It's really bad, guys. Don't worry about it. The only maybe good way the hopper can be used, and which is extremely niche, is next best. So you always hit double and therefore are quicker to accumulate, let's say, your contribution points, right, for next. That's the only thing that I see Aquanite hopper being good at. But even then, it's mess, so you're not really getting drops anyway. So yeah, over here, Nox, Bell Volley. I really love that one on my Iron Man. Such a good one. We got the Bludgeon, and just the, stay for Forecut, and the Dark Light for Doom. Next up is our skilling. I really love this step. It's kind of hectic, but it's so nice to have. This is basically as good as I'm gonna get it for my Iron Man, right? So it's over here, all the seeds. Under there, all the specific herbs that you get. And under there is everything that you need to make the potion of. So let's say you want to make a prayer potion, right? You use your Rainer seeds on farm patch, you get your Rainers from it, you make it with Snape gas. Boom, ba-di-ba, that's it. Quite easy to understand. That way everything goes downwards, 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 right? So it's quite nice to have it here. Also on the side, our farming boxes, let's say, right? And then these are the new ones. These are for CE, Hunter, whatever, I don't know how it's precisely called. But this one is for the Armadillo Brew, which I passively do for fun. Run here and there for XP, right? Same with the birdhouse runs, I just do it every now and then. Not really traditionally, religiously, because that's the Iron Man thing, Oh wow, I got a lot of files. I don't know why I get that many files, but hey, it's always helpful to have a couple, right? Then underneath here, this is more of the helpful supplies for skilling, I will say. Also these goggles for Herblore, right? And the region pause is so nice. And I might actually start to stack up when I'm fishing barbarian fishing. I like to throw them in the bank, and then some days I just cut them for a whole day. I don't know why I do it, I just enjoy it. It's weird, but eventually I make a big caviar stack and I will use that on Herblore, of course, for the magic potions. Yes, magic potions, that was it. So the fishing crate's quite nice. I'm actually learning a little bit of fishing trawling for sailing. And by the way, guys, that's sweaty. I've done it for like half an hour now. It's sweaty. I really need to get the rhythm down. And I think once I get the rhythm down of the fishing trawling, it's actually decent to do. But for now, it's kind of hectic. The odor salt, It's the new one as well. Need to buy more of them, but they're kind of expensive. I think they're like 10k each. Could be wrong though. But yeah, tackle box, of course, for fishing, and then the hunter. Underneath there is rune crafting, rune crafting. I actually have 27 million pure essence. Whew. Last time I knew it was 24, so I don't really. Bosses give so many pure essences. It's insane. I did buy a couple though, don't get me wrong, but yeah, not too shabby. Over here, let's see, for cooking, of course. We have sunfire splinters for eventually quiver. I really don't want to do quiver on this alt account. I hate color so much, guys. It's the most boring thing ever. I can't stand it. Anyway, we have some blessing shards, 119k. I truly have no idea where it's from, but we have it. Underneath there is our crafting, and of course we cannot forget mining things. Nothing too shabby. Eventually I will make those into Zenites, I guess. Every time I get a Zenite I will buy an Onyx and just place them here, so that will be fine. Yes, scroll down. No, not too bad, not too bad. We actually have getting a decent stack of ores again, which is alright. Not bad. All the supplies here that we actually use for crafting, mining, whatnot. Scrolling down a little bit more. This is our oak for construction and whatnot, and logs, right, teak, etc. And over here our birdhouse run. I do think it is stacked quite nicely in order, but not in, you know, high stacks like, for example, 300k maple, 100k potatoes, 200 or 170k buckets of sand. Yep, underneath here for which I kind of have this thing where it must be in order of level as well, right? So for example, logs into oak, into teak, into maple, and so on. But same for example this. Find, file, malicious, abyssal, and then infernal. Same with the souls, and same with the bones. They just must go from low to high. I don't know why, but it just must. By the way, I don't have a long bone, I just only have a curved bone, so a long bone will eventually go here. And then some other random things that I haven't really placed correctly yet, but we will make a room for it eventually, I guess. Next step. This is the tab where I pretty much only use for clues. It's just a clue tab. I have about 10 beginners, 5 masters, and the rest is not too much. I do it the same here, baby. Implim into lucky as last. So low to high. And then of course the devices. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have all the books, we have all the blessings, and then of course from 1 to 4 over here, from 1 to, you know, 4 over here, which is nice. I actually, for whatever reason, maybe by misclick, that went a bit wrong. I assume it's a misclick. Anyway, it's correct now, which is fine. I also did a whole bunch of inferno eels and sacred eels, so I don't have to do them while doing clues, if that makes sense. Because sometimes you need to require either a sacred eel or a infernal eel for your master clues, and I don't want to then grab a tackle box, grab all the things out, go to the place, right? You better just teleport with the maxscape instantly to crafting guild and just do the task. It's way faster that way. So yeah, over here everything that you require for the music cape task for the clues, of course. And then now we have achievements, miscellanea, whatever you're gonna call it, like the pump tab, right? It's the Asian blood ornament. Eventually I will do the oat plate here, then your coins, then your contracts, and the orbs, of course, for awakeners. I'm gonna save them all here. I actually don't have those two because they are only from contracts to get, or from Yarma to get. So eventually I will do them. Over here we have, we have 39 dark totems. So each individual components, and then the made one. Same for the hunters, from beginner to master. And over here all the crystal keys and whatnot, right? Crystal keys, We have almost 1900 crystal shards, going up slowly I guess. We have about 760k toggle, which is not too bad, and about 160k stardust. We are getting there, and no clue what I'm gonna do with the pearls, but eventually they will add up as well, because I like post maxing experience. I really do. It's just fun. And then of course our Halloween things, you know, event things. Over here, I still need to get more from next asymmetrical piece because I'm running out. Same with the wildy ones, of course. Then Obor, Larvin's keys, Mossy keys, Brimstone keys, and whatnot. House keys, still 800 of them. File offerings for file totem minigames is actually kind of fun, especially with redwood. The XP is proper, it's good XP. Anyway, then we have the termites. We have all the, how are they called? Sailing barracuda things and whatnot, like the trials, right? And over here the shards, disc of returning for teleport, and the colors for potentially requiring to make a good video or whatever. And this step is the useless step. I have no idea what I need with them. Eventually I will use them. So if I get more of the phantom icons, I will make the quartz into it. I refuse to actually use the quartz for the chest. I don't care about, let's say, 20 rune ore, right? I prefer to stack them like a proper weapon, if that makes sense. So the Noxious pommel, of course, and things like that, which means Araxor site is 2/3 done for the collection log. I only need one more, and the pet, of course. Then over here, once we have more, we can actually make a blue set for the gutter, things like that. You know, pet things over here, random potato sack that you actually can equip. You cannot store them in the POH, which is kind of tedious, so I might actually drop them if I need some inventory space eventually, or bank space, right? But for now, who cares? Holy Wrench I can technically drop, I don't really need it, because I have a max cape anyway. I have about 4 Bandles Gold Swords, and about 3 Amulet of Torches in the useless, no clue why tab, pretty much. Yeah, so that's for alts and whatnot, I guess. Over here, some other drops, nothing too shabby. Now, I of course understand that you guys want to see the tab or the bank, how much the value is. I must admit, compared to last year, I think I lost like 5 mil. The prices are not what they are compared to last year. So I'm gonna turn it on right now and we open the bank and we can see. Yeah, it's 10.7. Oh my freaking god. That is so little. Guys, last year I had 15.4 or 15.6 or something. I lost so much money. I PVM'd for a whole year and lost 5 mil. What the heck? Oh my gosh. I lost 5 mil while PVMing. That's insane. And I even got good drops, like I got Ancestral, I got Glass a couple of times. Like, it's not that I didn't get anything. No, the prices have dropped so significantly, and especially with multiple sets going down. My bank is just it's just gone. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. I will make one eventually for my Iron Man as well, which is now about 7 months old. I made a new one and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm not gonna stream on it, I'm not gonna make really videos about it. Maybe a bank video of the Iron Man once a year, and that's about it, right? Have a good one, bye bye.